I welcome all the students. Today we are going to learn the demonstration of two-dimensional reflection. Okay. In the last session we have seen the two-dimensional reflection in detail. So today we are going to learn how the two-dimensional reflection about x-axis and y-axis can be implemented with the help of the C program. Okay. So we are going to consider the C program implementation of the two-dimensional reflection. Now to save the time, okay, I have typed the program as per the requirement of the 2D reflection, having the program as reflection.c. So initially in the comment I write what was the purpose of our program to implement the 2D reflection, okay, about and y-axis. Okay, so we are just considering the two basic reflection methods about x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so let's start understanding the program. So as usual we are having include stdio.h and punio.h. Okay, generally we include maths.h if we are having the mathematical function. We are going to include the graphics.h, okay, which is required to execute all the graphics function. Okay, so we have implemented or included the file graphics.h. Okay, then as we have seen that we want to execute or we want to create the original object. Okay, we want to create the polygon. Okay, generally it is triangle or it may be square or it may be any type of the polygon. Okay, so I call it as we have to input the number of vertices from the user. Okay, and the values of x and y values of vertices are stored in the Vx and Vy. So we are taking the array of Vx and Vy. Then we are having, okay, this Vx and Vy we indicate to store the original object. Okay. Similarly, we are having, okay, Tvx and Tvy, okay, which is used for the transform object. Okay, so we are going to use this for transform object. T stands for transform values of vertices x and y. Okay, so we may not require here the Tx and Ty value. Okay, so we require the xc and yc. Okay, these are the center of my screen. Okay, xc and yc point indicate the center of my screen. Xc is 320 because the x value is having the resolution 640 by 480. So 640 divided by 2 means it is 320 and 480 divided by 2 means 240. The NV indicate number of vertices. I is used for the for loop. I think we may not require this. CH is not required in the program. Okay. Then writing the function here. So this is the function we are having to draw the original object. Draw the original object. We are having the separate function and the name of function is draw original. Okay, so this is the draw original function which draws my original object. Clear device to clear the screen, then set the color to white. Okay, our original object is of white color. Okay, set color to white. Okay, set color to white. Okay, original object is with white color, and after reflection or after transformation we get the object with yellow color. Okay, so these are the two lines that we are having, horizontal and vertical line, and we are doing this to divide the screen into the 4 quadrant. Okay, so divide the screen into the 4 quadrant, and then we are using this for loop to draw the original object. Okay, so we are connecting the point A to B, B to C, C to D, so first to second, second to third, and so on. Okay, using this for loop, and this is the last line to connect the first point with the last point. Okay, separately. Okay, so after connecting first point to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, okay, in the for loop we are having a separate line function which connect the first and last point. Write it here. Okay, it connect and last point. Okay, connect the first and last point. Okay, we are using this function. Gets us to see the original object. Similarly, we have written the function, okay, to draw the transform object. Okay, here the transform object is, we can say it is reflection, the object after reflection. Okay, I call it as object after reflection. Okay, so to draw the transform object or object after reflection, okay, we are using this function draw to object. Okay, draw t object. T stands for transform object here. We are going to set the color to yellow because to see the change between the original object and transform object. The transform object or reflected object is now having the color yellow. Okay, again we are using the for loop to connect the first point to the last point. Separate line which is going to connect the first to last point, and this. So this is the same thing that we are using. Only the change is the here we are using the values of tvx of I and tvy of I. Okay, the t indicate transform vertex x value and y value. Okay, so get ch to see the object. This is our main function. See, in the main function, okay, as usual we are including graphics driver and graphics mode. GD is equal to detect, GM is equal to detect. Use the init graph to initialize the graphics mode. Okay, so this is going to initialize the graphics mode. Okay, so initializes the graphics mode. Okay, then here we have to take the input object. So whatever the object user want to draw, maybe triangle, it may be simple line, okay, maybe the rectangle. So we are going to draw the object here. Okay, so printf enter the number of vertices. That value is stored in nv. Okay, so here nv indicate the number of vertices. Use the for loop again to take the input of all vertices. Okay, so enter the percentage d point of the object, first point, second point, third point of the object, and we are going to store it into the vx of I and vi of I. We are using the address of vx of I and vy of I for the values which we want to store, which are entered by the user. Okay, after that we are going to draw the original object so that the user can see, yes, whatever object he want to draw, okay, the same object has drawn or displayed on the screen appropriately. Okay, now let us consider the first case of reflection, that is reflection about x-axis. Okay, so see, now we are going for reflection about x-axis. Okay, now we have to transform all the object or all the points of the object. So I is equal to, we are using the for loop, I is equal to 0, I less than nv, I plus plus. Now if we want to perform the reflection about x-axis, okay, now here the reflection about x-axis indicate that the value of x will not change. We have learned it into the theoretical part. The value of x will not change. Okay, x, okay, it will not change, whereas the value of y will be plus or minus. Okay, and y value is minus. Okay, so what we are going to do is the transform vx point, transform x value will be vx as it is, original object as it is, x value of original object, whereas the transform y value, that is we are calling it as tvy, transform y value is equal to minus vy, because if I am going to perform the reflection about x-axis, then the x value remains same as it is, whereas the y value is minus or negative. Okay, so we are going to flip the y value. Okay, after that we are going to draw the original object again, so that we come to know that yes, this is my original object, and then we are going to draw the transform object. Okay, to see that it is reflected. Okay, let us execute this program first, and then we will perform the reflection about y-axis. Okay, first consider the reflection about x-axis, whether it is correct with the help of the program. Okay, so I have saved the program now. F2 to save, F9, go for control F9. Okay, enter number of vertices. Suppose again I want to draw the triangle similar to the previous demonstration. I want to draw the triangle, number of vertices are 3. Suppose the first point of the object is 100, 100. So we are going to take the same values as we have learned. A point is 100, 100, B point is 200 and 100, and the C point is 150, 150. Okay, so we are having these 3 points, okay, to draw the triangle. I press enter now. Yes, This is what our expected triangle displayed on the screen, or I call this is my original object as a triangle. Getting me? Now after that, what we have written the code? We have written the code for the reflection of this object about x-axis. Okay, about x-axis it is reflected. So I just want to see whether it is correct. Yes, this is my original object. I press enter to display the reflected object. Yes, you can find that. Now I have got the when I press enter, I get the object, reflected object about x-axis. You can find the x-axis is there. X-axis is considered as the mirror, and my original object in the white color is reflected about x-axis, and it has shown the reflection object with the yellow color. Okay, and I think we have got the correct output. Okay, now I want to perform the reflection of the same original object of the white color about y-axis now. Okay, this is about x-axis. Okay, so let us write down the code for reflection about y-axis. Okay, I hope this is clear. We have drawn the triangle and we have seen it reflection about x-axis. Okay, I come back to the program to go for the reflection about y-axis. Okay, so we are just coming to the program. Okay, so here we have drawn the original object, we have drawn the reflected object. Okay, now here what I want to do is I want to add one more thing, that is I want to perform, okay, reflection about y-axis. Okay, I want to perform reflection about y-axis. Okay, so for reflection about y-axis, again I will use the same for loop, just it is in front of you. We have done for the x-axis, I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to nv. Here I am considering the vertices start from 1. Though it is an array, I consider it start from 1. So I having the condition I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to nv. Okay, so because I am starting it with 1. Okay, so this is my for loop. Okay, now this is the formula we have to use. Okay, now the reflection about y-axis, what it indicate, the value of y remains as it is and x value is minus or it is flips. Okay, so what is going to happen? Tvx of I, getting me, is equal to what I have to go, x value will be flips or x value is minus, so it will be minus vx of I. Okay, so here I am writing in comment x value is minus or it is flips. This is already negative, it is already minus, it will be positive. Okay, so we are going to call it as x value is minus or it is going to flip. Whereas what about y-axis? Y value, y coordinate value will be same. Okay, reflection about y-axis, y value is same or it will not change. Okay, so tvy of I is equal to, what is the value? Original object y value as it is without change. So it is equal to vy of I. Getting me? I write in comment y value is same or not change. Okay, it does not change. Okay, so then we are going to complete this for loop. Okay, so I consider here we have applied how we can perform the reflection about y-axis. It is very simple. We just have to keep y value as it is and the value of x will be minus. Okay, that is what we have written here. Okay, and now after that, okay, what is needed for me is I must draw the transform object. Okay, what is the function we have used? DRAW, draw, T for transform object. Okay, so I am using the function draw transform object. If you want to draw original object again, we can draw it, but I think we already have drawn the original object and the transformation of the object about x-axis. Okay, so here we perform the transformation of object about y-axis and then draw the t object, transform object, and then close the graph. Okay, so it means on the screen I can see the reflection about x-axis as well as y-axis, okay, of the same object or original object. Okay, so let us save the program. F2 to save the program, F9 to check it is having some error. No errors. Control F9 to execute the program. Okay, now enter the object, enter number of vertices. Again I take the same triangle. Number of points are 3, vertices are 3, points are 3. First point is 100, 100. Second is 200, 100. Third point is 150 and 150. Okay, so this is my original object. Okay, the original object is displayed on the screen with white color. and these are my x and y axis. The screen is divided into 4 quadrants. Okay, now when I press enter, I will get the object reflection about x axis. Yes, we have seen just now, this is the reflection of the triangle about x axis, and just now we have added the code to show the reflection of the same triangle about y axis. Okay, so let us check whether it is correct. I press enter so that my reflected object about y axis will be displayed. Okay, so enter. Yes, I think you can find that the new triangle or the new reflected object is displayed with the yellow color again, and you can find this is the left side. You can find, okay, that is in second quadrant, you can find the reflected object of the original object about y axis. Okay, and in the fourth quadrant you can find the reflected object of the original object about x axis. Okay, so this is what we have learned. Okay, so instead of having so many different types of reflection, we have seen the reflection of the object about x axis as well as about y axis. Okay, so just for to cross check, you can give the different object, maybe rectangle, okay, maybe a simple line, and you can see the reflection of that same line or rectangle about x axis and y axis. Okay, because it is generalized program, it will take any object as an input and shows you the reflection of the same object about x axis and the y axis. Okay, so we have got the very correct output on the screen for the two-dimensional reflection. Okay, so I come back to the program. Yes, you have gone through the program. It is possible for you to implement the same program to check the output or the practical implementation of the two-dimensional reflection. In that case, what is important is, this is important, performing the reflection about x-axis. So we have to keep in our mind, x-axis reflection means x value is same, y value is minus, and that is what we have done here. Okay, and then we have performed reflection about y-axis. In the reflection about y-axis, the value of x will be flips or minus, whereas the value of y remains as it is or the same, and we have seen the output of the program. Okay, so I just save the program again and close this program. Okay, so I hope all of you have learned, okay, in simple way or the C program for the implementation of the 2D reflection, okay, about x-axis and y-axis. Okay, it is a very simple program. All you can implement the program and check the output. Okay, so that you will understand whatever we are learning theoretically, the same thing is implemented using the C version or the C program, and we have seen that it is also giving us a correct output. Okay, or the very good output or correct output is displayed on the screen. Okay, so we end our session here. Okay, thank you all the students. Thank you.